Hi, everyone. So, a few weeks ago, I was hanging out with one of my good friends that I've known for a long time. We've been friends for 30 years. And we were part of that friend group back in the day where, we all got married, we all had kids at the same time. There was like maybe four or five couples that happened to. And I think that's pretty common when you start getting married and having children that your circle of friends they all follow suit. So she was part of that friend group, and we've retained our friendship for 30 years, even though we both got divorced from our first husbands. I am since remarried, and she is still single. She's happily single though, but when she and I were spending some time together a few weeks ago, we were talking about that. And I said to her, well, why don't you start an online dating profile? Why don't you join, a site? And she said, I'm not really interested in that because I feel like I'm going to meet somebody in person. I want to meet somebody in real life. And for me, it's harder for me to do that because nowadays I don't know if I'm totally alone with that, but I feel that, say you're at the store or you're at the library or something, just minding your own business, and there's a guy who's checking you out, or even a bar, a guy checking you out from across the room, and he is coming over to introduce himself and to talk to you and to ask for your number. Back in the day, that is how we met people. But nowadays, I feel like everyone's defenses are up. I feel like everybody is very vigilant about being careful of talking to strange men or strangers, because you just never know if they're going to try to put something in your drink or abduct you in the parking lot and throw you in a white van. I mean, I know this probably sounds far fetched, but for me, it was just easier to join a dating site, see who was interested in me figuring out if I was interested in that person too, and then kind of weeding through them and, talking to them that way. So she feels that she is going to meet somebody in real life, and it's possible for her to do that. She has a job where she works with the public. But once again, unless it's someone that you know of or know, and they're single and you've had a chance to become friends with them over the years, I just don't see people meeting that way anymore. I don't know. What do you guys think? Uh, anyway, she was telling me that it's going to be very hard for her to meet somebody also because she said that she doesn't trust a lot of men now. She doesn't trust them anymore. And I remember after I got divorced, I said to myself, I don't want to go into a relationship or looking for somebody without trusting them because they, in turn, they deserve to have your trust until they deserve that they don't have your trust. The way I would want to be trusted if I were in a new relationship, I wouldn't want somebody's ex's mistakes to carry onto me. So I don't want someone to have a bad taste in their mouth from their ex and then blanket statement everybody and think that all women that they date are going to be like their ex. So I don't think that we as women should do that to men either. I think that when we meet somebody new, we should, you know, not tie that into how we feel about them. And as we get to know them, um, you know, just kind of assume that there's trust until they don't prove themselves to you, until you can't trust them. So I was talking to my husband about this, and he actually said the opposite. He said that he feels trust should be earned, not just given right away. So I think that there's a lot of people out there that feel this way as well. And, you know, I don't know. I just feel that if you're meeting somebody, try to be friends with them first, try to get to know them. You know, if they have kids, don't meet their kids right away. Wait until you fully trust, even if you have kids, wait until you fully trust that person to bring them around. And maybe because I was just so ready in my own mind to meet somebody, I was more open to, having a relationship and being ready to trust somebody. But I guess a lot of people don't feel that way. And I didn't think that. I thought that everybody was just, ready for the next one. But, I guess it's hard. It's really hard, depending what you've been through, in your past relationship, what happened. So I was just kind of wondering what you guys thought if you ended a bad relationship and went into when you started looking again for a partner. Did you say to yourself, all men suck, I don't trust them, or all women suck, I don't trust them because of what happened in my past? Or did you just go in there with a fresh eye, an open heart, open mind, and just say, listen, I'm going to give this human a chance to be good to me until they're not good to me. And then at that point is when I will decide if they're right for me or not. That's how I feel it should be. I feel that we all should respect each other as humans, understand that we all have the experience that we do from our past relationships. And I just think we all deserve to have the opportunity to prove ourselves that we're trustworthy, or not to have to prove ourselves so much that it's ridiculous. But that should be one of the things on the table is, okay, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to tell you things. I'm going to share things with you. And then at that point, you get to know the person enough to see if you can trust them with more important things in your life. So anyway, I guess the point I was trying to make is that I feel dating sites are a good way to get a head start on meeting somebody, especially people not in your area. I just think if you wait around and hope for someone to walk into your life, your normal life every day, that's probably not going to happen. And I don't think people approach each other in real life the way they used to, because I feel women are more leery of men and they're more suspicious because of things we may hear on the news and things that are going on with crime against women, abducting them, sex trafficking, all that, rape, whatever. So I don't know. I just feel like if you are going to date online, just do your homework, like I've said before in another video. It's not that hard to do. Google is your friend. White pages, 411, reverse phone lookup, all that stuff you can do to verify someone's identity. So yeah, I guess I'm curious as to your thoughts on this. When my friend and I were talking, and she just blanket statement said, I have a problem trusting men. That just got me into thinking I wanted to talk about this because I wanted to see if a lot of people felt that way too, or if it's just kind of, assume that people really need to work at earning your trust. So let me know in the comments what you think about this subject, and have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.